Hey.
Hello.
Hey there. Hi
and
there.
We're back. We're back.
There. We're as happy as could be.
Yay.
M-I-C. Can you see? It's me and she.
Oh, what? You know
We're
what?
back. We're back.
Freestyle it, boo.
Yeah.
All that.
All right. Happy Sunday.
Thank you. Welcome. We are so glad to be back with you once again. The Marriage Mechanics are back, and we are here with our family and friend dynamic scenarios. And we hope that you guys are gaining something from what we share. And of course, we are not the experts in this, but we just want to bring light to some different.
I beg to differ.
Oh, okay. Excuse me. We are experts in this, okay? Since he begged to differ. But we are, we just want to bring light.
He has anointed me to do this.
Come on with your anointed self.
He has anointed.
Come on with your anointed. Come on, honey. Anointed. Yes, he has.
So what's on the menu today?
Yep. So our scenario today is kind of sort of a challenging one, but it's going to be good.
Challenging.
And of course, it's pertaining to a married couple, but it can everything that we share can be equated to relationships. Period. One way or the other. Okay. So the scenario is he is a patriarch of the family, and his siblings have always relied on him. have always relied on him to be there for them, to help catch them and cover, some of their, situations or shortcomings.
He makes a way out of no way.
Yeah, he makes it happen. That's a big brother for you. Yeah. For a big sister or a big brother, or vice versa. But
he's
he
that go-to guy.
And he did a lot of that before he got married. But now he has a wife, and the wife is expecting a child, and there's no longer he, but it's them, we together. And there is the issue is now being created that he's not as willing or available to give financial support to his family members when they call on him now for help. So so we're bringing this scenario to you in regards to the patriarch of his family, or matriarch, or older sibling, being the one who is to catch people's falls, and we just wanted to see how you would view this particular scenario if it was something that related to you or someone that you knew. So, honey, how would you deal with a wife who has complained that he needs to understand that we don't have money like that to give out anymore?
Well, with that, how you said that, so many things come into play with that. I would say, well, this is my sibling, or not just my sibling, my family member, whoever it is. Let me kind of handle this. But with both of us, I will let it be known that I have a family now, and the things that I used to do before, I'm not
able to do.
I'm not obligated. I'm not obligated anyway, because I'm not obligated. But I can't do that like I used to anymore, because mine is not just mine any longer.
Right.
It belongs. It's we now. So I would have to check with my wife on that, and we do have, well, aren't you the devil's advocate? Always want to jump in.
Yeah.
You're not the man in your house. You can't. I mean, I used to get cut of you. I'm still the man in my house, but there's a woman in my house also now.
That is primary priority.
Right.
And not that just jumping in a little, honey. Not that you don't care or that you wouldn't like to help
right.
Your family.
And this is the thing too, that this hand has been extended a lot in this one particular person's area. That's why we're pulling the hand back.
And the other piece is that he had that money, may have had more extra money to, I won't say extra, but may have had a little excess to be able to give when he was a single man.
Right.
But now that he has a responsibility outside of himself and getting ready to have a child,
right,
that whole dynamic in finances has changed.
And even though you
have a spouse that is added to,
and yet you're looking at the makeup of our home, that we both have good jobs, and that we both have, but we have that things
expensive
that goes with that. We now have a new home. We have new automobiles. We have a child that's coming, and we're saving. We are two people who save, or maybe I wasn't a person who saved before,
and now I have a wife
who is very in tune with
money management.
Money management.
Yeah, managing the money, making sure that there's more available when emergencies come up. That you've never traveled as a single man. Wifey wants to have a vacation every year. You might not have bought a new bedroom set in the since you left your mama's house. Wife wants to have you got married, you want to have a nice
your way of thinking
area.
Right, your way of thinking,
everything has changed, and with that change comes financial change as well.
Right.
So the finances that once was available may not be available
so freely
right now.
Right.
And then it's another person.
Right. And here we are again, because like we said, you count my pockets.
Don't count it.
Don't do it, because I'm counting yours as well. You just got a stimulus and you had 3 kids. What happened? Where is all your funding? What happened? Scratching of the head, and we need to know that too. So money management needs to be a part of
everybody's lifestyle.
Exactly.
Everybody's lifestyle. Everybody needs, and in this season and time, since you mentioned, and then we're dealing with scenarios, but since hubby has mentioned the scenario about the stimulus, a lot of people have received, extra, even though we're in a pandemic and we have, people have lost their jobs. Finances may be a little different. So there is a deficiency in some areas, but, the Lord has blessed where we've been able to recoup at least some of the money that we have not been able to get.
Right.
So we need to use wisdom with whatever we have. Whether we get a stimulus, whether we get a paycheck, whether we get a blessing, we need to be
time to start putting some of that away for a rainy day.
We need to be wise. We need to use wisdom with our finances, and everything that we get doesn't have to be spent. That's just a little sidebar to this scenario, just to help people along the way, because in this season, everybody is feeling the crunch from the pandemic. So there is no money to be lent out to anyone.
Unless you go to a loan place.
Okay. That's just the real of the real. Even though there's some money coming from stimuluses, that doesn't mean that there's, people just sitting on an abundance of wealth of money. And if you do have that extra, you put it up. Save it, because there will be a day when you need it.
Right.
So, I mean,
when you need it, not just everybody else need it, from you.
So let's use wisdom. Let's not let Christmas show up in the middle of April and June and July.
Right.
Let's not go to the store and just rack in, Michael Kors and Brahmin and go get the weave out. Let's do a little bit something different. We're gonna be good. But back to our scenario. When a husband gets, a man or a woman gets married, they become one. And that's supposed to be one in everything. Mm-hmm. One in soundness of mind, one in finances, one in how you operate, all of that. So when you have a wife or a husband, and where your finances may have been freely able to be given away, or blessed away, or however it is. There's a conversation that needs to be had between your spouses now,
right?
And not that they, I mean, I love to give and help and bless people. My husband loves to give and help and bless people.
But you both need to be on one accord when
we need to be on the same, and we are on the same page.
I said lunch is one thing. Hey, I'm gonna treat you to lunch.
Yeah,
that's one thing. But hey, no,
when I get ready to lend out, hundreds of dollars, then we need to have a discussion, because that's cutting into savings that we have, and then when we have a need. And we don't have it there, and it was once there, and we can't come to you who we lend it to, because if you had it like that, you wouldn't have had to borrow from us from the beginning. Right. And an old saying that my grandmother shared with me was that never lend anything that you're not willing to give away. So that's letting you know that, if someone's coming to you with a need, and they tell you they need to borrow it and they're going to give it back to you, just know you might not get it back.
Right. You don't plan that, but that's how it could, happen to be.
Whenever you lend money, you need to plan it like that. If you lend anybody a penny, you need to give it with the thought of, I may not get this back. Even though they say they're going to give it back to me, something else could come up. Or, as I said, if someone is coming to you to get something, they have a need. That means they don't have it. Right. So it's not guaranteed that they're going to have it when it's time to give it back. And that's just a little rule that I play out in my head every time that someone asks me, can they borrow some money? I'll tell them, yeah. And if they give it back, yes, I'm looking for it back if you want to give it back. But if I don't get it back, Now, that's not telling you that you can just come to Charles and Sherry now and ask them money, because that's our mentality. Because one thing about it, because we think like that, it's difficult for you to get money from us, because we are not going to just take and just keep shelling money out and giving it away to people. So that's just another rule, another thought. And that's for the real. This is not a scenario. That's for real with us.
All right. Well, we hope you enjoyed our scenarios today.
And just know that, family dynamics are very important, and that we need to value family. We need to value our friends, and also understand that every situation has a solution. How you handle the solution to the situation is based upon your process of thinking it through and communicating. Right. Okay?
All right.
Always remember to live,
love,
laugh,
learn,
and last.
Have a great week again.
Blessings to you.